Welcome back to Bay Area Focus. Workplace security is a topic that is on a lot of people's minds, whether it's safety or worse, violence. And here to talk about what you need to know to stay informed and secure is Bilal Kassem, managing attorney at the Pacific Workers' Compensation Law Center in Oakland. Welcome to Bay Area Focus.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad you're here to talk about this because it's something that affects all of us. We're always concerned about our security, especially when now that, we're watching the news and seeing a lot of incidents going on at the workplace. So let's first talk about employers. We know they have a responsibility to keep their employees safe, but employees need to be vigilant as well.
Absolutely. And I think the first step to identifying risks is to understand what workplace violence actually is. A lot of people think that workplace violence actually means something like a shooting, which recently happened at the YouTube campus here in San Bruno, or stabbings or actual physical violence. And violence itself, at least defined by the Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, includes threats of violence. It includes verbal cues that something may actually happen. It doesn't actually require physical undertaking to be construed as violence.
And what are some of those cues that we need to be on the lookout for?
Well, there's a lot of people out there that they seem normal, or maybe they're just having a bad day. I think people need to understand that if they feel like something's wrong or out of place, to not stay quiet and understand that they do have a voice and they need to exercise their voice and make people who may help them, like their boss or first responders, police, fire department, EMTs, stuff like that, aware of possible dangerous situation. It's not good for them to simply shrug it off and disregard it. It's not for the benefit of just themselves, but the benefit of everyone around them in the workplace.
I think a lot of us question, though, are we overreacting? Maybe we don't want to say anything because we don't know if it's just our brains working against us.
Sure, no one wants to cry wolf, right? Everyone wants to make sure that if they are going to do something, it's for a purpose and that they're actually going to help people. No one wants to be the person who mistakenly reported a workplace violence incident. But the reality is, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, there's 2 million occurrences of workplace violence everywhere here in the United States. And the FBI and the Bureau only use reported data, which means we don't actually know how much violence is actually going on in the workplaces here in America.
Because some of it's not reported?
Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of people fear retaliation, or as the example I just gave, they don't want to cry wolf and report something that's not actually workplace violence. They stay quiet, and it's not acceptable that people have become so tolerant, that's just become basically the status quo here in America, that you just have to deal with something.
Sure. If there is an emergency, then employees do need to know how to react in that situation as well. Absolutely.
And the Bureau came out with another statistic that 70% of employers don't actually have any kind of formal training policy. That's the large majority of the American workforce has no training on how to deal with a workplace violence situation. In fact, it's only 4% of employers that actually do provide any sort of training. And so you're talking about people who need help, and the employers are not providing that help for them. They're not providing the resources to understand what to do and how to act when a workplace violence situation occurs. And so we practice a lot of things in life. We practice music to be good. We shoot hoops to be a better basketball player. We want to be proficient, and we want to excel at defending ourselves and providing safety and security for those around us, but we don't practice it at all.
I mean, we have fire drills, but
we have fire drills. We have emergency evacuation plans for earthquakes.
Sure.
We don't practice or prep for shootings, stabbings, bombing incidents, any kind of workplace violence that may occur in the workplace and has occurred in the workplace numerous times, even in the recent months. We don't prepare for it at all.
Now, if an employee gets hurt and falls victim to something that's going on in the workplace, do you find they often know their rights or they know what to do after that?
They don't. A lot of people feel they will be chastised if they report a workplace violence incident or something that may occur. They fear retaliation.
From the company or from the person?
Both. Absolutely both. In California and other states, there's workers' compensation benefits that are available for individuals who have suffered injuries at work, including workplace violence incidents. And insurance for employers is just like car accidents. The more car accidents you have, the more your premium goes up. Same thing for employers. They take it as almost an insult when an employee reports a work injury, regardless of what happens, because it's going to affect their what they call experience modification, or the premium that they pay for their insurance plans. And so you see a lot of employers trying to coerce employees not to report work injuries. That's a message we want to convey, is that it is okay to report injuries. It is okay to seek help.
Well, the message is know your rights and know what to do in case of an emergency. Thank you so much
Absolutely.
for coming on the show and telling us all about that. And that's it for our show this week. We are going to be back with more Bay Area Focus next week. Be sure to check out our Facebook page and our website, kpixtv.com/Bay Area Focus. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day. Thank you so much.